right. Sorry about that. Forgot to add you in. Or add myself in. So what's up, everybody? Ba-ba-ba-ba. Hope everybody's having a happy Thanksgiving. I just thought I'd hop on here. There's a lot of people. There's some people that, well, like myself, that don't have anybody to hang out with or talk to or interact with throughout the holidays. So, yeah, thought I'd hop on. Who we got in here so far? Who we got? This is kind of a last second thing. Let me add in here. Said I was going to do. Let me just do this. I'm going to add into the comments. Okay. I put in the comments a link. If you guys want to click it, follow it. Make sure you have like some headsets. That's pretty much it. Just to cut the background. The mic we can live with if you don't have a mic, that's fine. Pretty much everything. If you use your phone or use your laptop or whatever, usually they have a built-in mic that's good enough. But at least have some. Otherwise, you're gonna get feedback, and it sounds like absolute dog shit. So, what is up, everybody? I hope this has been an interesting Thanksgiving. I will say that. I did get a phone call from GM Financial. I've been trying to get my car out and about, but it looks like the market's just absolute shit right now. Come on, little Sony. Looks like the market's just shit right now. So, it is what it is. We're going to be moving on down the road, but I'm going to tell you right now, the one thing that I'm going to say, and I'll kick this off, is I'm done. I've been bitching and moaning and complaining, and I kind of ran it through my mind, and yeah, I think I've made a decision, and I'll bounce it off you guys. Mr. Burley, what's up, sir? Happy Thanksgiving. This is a good one. Did you get done eating? Usually, I would imagine if we have anybody in here tonight, because everybody's blacked out from a fucking food coma. So, and I don't blame them. I've been trying to moderate my. Okay, so January is when I separated from my job, and all summer long, I've been working from home for myself, and yeah, dude, it is insane. I had to go to the gym every freaking day just to maintain, just so I didn't blow up like a attaboy. Attaboy. He says, how many miles you got on that car? Did you hit 10,000 yet? I think. I just got back from the gym. That's why I was gonna do the stream a little bit ago. We hit 12. That's close enough. 50. I just want to make sure we were gonna have some people in. Oh fuck. 2023 Camaro ZL1, 954 miles. Oh man. I I don't even know what to say to that. You got more restraint than I do. I'd be out driving the bitch. That's for dang sure. But God, does it still have a new car smell? It's too. 900 miles. It has to, right? It has to. Do. So, yeah, I got a call from GM Financial here, and still looks new. He said, "Still looks new." I'll bet it looks. Yeah. Need to bottle some of that shit up, jar it up, save it. So I got a call from GM Financial the other day, and this is pretty interesting. Like I said, I throughout the duration of this loan, it hasn't really been a problem until, um, I'll kind of, while I'm waiting, if anybody wants to call in, um, I will kind of give you the rundown of my car. So while um, like I said, I've been complaining, bitching, pissing, moaning for, man, I don't even know, over a year. Just feeling like, that somehow, because my loan's through GM Financial, and it's like 1360 to 1365 a month. And I mean, let's face it, that's too fucking much for a car. That's too much, because I mean, it wasn't long ago that was a mortgage. And so it's all good. It's all good. It was a lot when I first took the loan on. I was making okay money. I was able to float the loan, blah blah blah, whatever. I still didn't feel right about it, because just simply because even when I was driving to Michigan, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I was, what the hell's the pouty face for? The hell's the pouty face for? I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm kind of happy this car is going. And I'll break it down here in a little bit for you guys. So trust me, the past 90 days, maybe 120 days, have been. It's been just infuriating with this. So oh shit! Don't feel bad about it. It's a decision I'm making. It's like, it's time for me to rip the damn band-aid off. Yeah, 1100. Yeah, that's a lot, man. How do you feel about making that payment? I mean, um, I would say for the past four, and this is nothing to brag about. It's actually kind of stupid. I would say 4.5, 5 years. My car payment hasn't been under four digits. Hasn't dropped under $1,000. It's absolute bullshit. Um, it's I never thought I would see the day. $750 what used to be just, people used to be like, "What are you doing? Are you stupid for having that big of a car payment?" But banks kept lending them out. It's kind of like the housing, and then 2008, when everything fucking fell apart and blah blah blah. Banks were just giving money out to whoever could sign on the dotted line. That's not the case, because I mean, in savings, I have enough to float the car for probably another year or so. But my thing is, I'm tired of it, because for the past, um when did I get my first ticket? The 6th month. So what's the 6th month? Is that June, July? I don't know, but whatever. Anyways, um yeah, whenever I go out and make a video or do some filming or go for a cruise, it was oddly kind of coincidental that the Iowa State Patrol would be there. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, that's um kind of what inspired me taking the OnStar out. Is I'm just, it's not paranoia, it's just, I feel like I'm paying for my own punishment. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like, you're digging your own grave type situation. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it hurts for sure, especially since my truck four. Yeah, dude. Oh my god. But see, yeah, $500 a month. I mean, that's doable. Um, that's normal. You know what I'm saying? Triple is not. And there's other people paying more than that for a ZL1. I've heard as high as 1522 a month. And I'm sure there's higher. But still, that's bullshit. because these manufacturers are they're slowing down production intentionally and increasing the profit margins in order to maintain the same. But that's going to hurt us in the long run because that's not enough cars in existence. So ultimately, that's going to drive the used car market up over time because you're throttling the amount of cars in existence. So, but anywho, yeah, I just found it kind of little bit too coincidental. You know, everywhere I go, uh, and I wasn't always picking the same spot. Like, you know, usually have your um yeah, and you know, there's some people inviting me to car meets and whatever, and I'd be heading that way. Boom. And you know, the next thing you know, I never got any of it on camera, but I'm on the side of the road arguing with the Iowa State Patrol, and you know, they're sorry, I just got a text message. Let me turn my notifications off here. And you know, the front license plate, and I'm kind of paranoid about running a front license plate simply because I'm paranoid about the blocking the airflow. Because it's almost like your car is running with the straw in its mouth. Maybe I could be wrong. I mean, because I mean, air can get around the license plate too. That and they look stupid. But let me just turn this off here. Um, so yeah, so that was about $500-600 worth of muffler tickets. And maybe when I do a video, I'll screenshot some of the tickets. It's just dumb shit, man. Pulling you over on the side of the road, just constantly. They're trying to stop street racing. Right? It's been going on for decades. It doesn't matter who's part of it. They want to hang that shit on my head. You know, saying that I'm instigating it or starting it or inciting it, and um, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with the bullshit that comes with this. Not the YouTube channel or whatever, but just having a car. I want to take a break for a while. I'm gonna get rid of the car. I don't um I don't really like I said in prior videos. Uh, I'm not getting $2,000 worth a month. $2,000 a month worth of enjoyment out of the car. It's just not worth it. It's simply not worth it. So, yeah, it, it it's coming down to a head point. I've built the car up to pretty much what I think where I need to be with it, or I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish with it, and it's time for me to move on. And the simple fact of, like I said, my business, I'm on a level with you. Probably within the past, there was a span over the summer where I lost. It was about uh, within 2 months, within a 60-day pan, I lost almost $74,000 cash. So and that's pretty hard for me to recover for. So that, you know, that's a good kick to the balls. So I'm bouncing back. I'm coming for it, but it's just time for me to get this shit off my back and get that, you know, recovered, get that pile built back up. So, up. Nobody wants to join in, huh? Nobody wants to join in. Yeah. So yeah, it's like I said, I got a call from GM Finance yesterday, and pretty much I put it up for sale. Put it up for sale. Um, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie. Um, and I understand where everybody's at. So my thing is um, we pretty much came down to the point of I'm done paying for it. I'm done. Like I got to pull the band-aid off. I've had enough with this car. One, with the hell it's bringing, and two, with just getting the payment off my back. It's no longer a real asset for me anymore. So I called GM Financial and I pretty much I'm going to turn it over to them. I'm just going to let them have it back. So I don't know if this is a good move or a bad move, but I'll be paying for it for a couple years. I'm plenty in the black, but if I can't sell it, they can, and get it out of my garage, get it off my back. So yeah, I'll probably do a video on it, but once it's gone. What's up? Yeah, it is. Look. It is. And I'm gonna tell you, it's an awesome car. It's an awesome car. It's just um with my face on YouTube and with the channel and all this stuff, right now they've got to stick up their ass and they really want to. I'm in the crosshairs, or so I feel. So yes, I don't like these new cars and the way that they follow you and listen to you and watch you. But the SS1LE is a badass car. Um, I wish they did. I wish so. Like the CAN system is pretty much the base what the car operates on. If you could take that out and install your own to where it's like basic doesn't there's no GPS, there's no I would be on board with it, man. Then I'd just go trade it. I'd go trade it for another car. I mean, because that amount of hit is going to be less than um, what I'm about to face. Because I probably got just after buying the car, I probably got 50,000 in it, and I'm going to lose every penny of that plus depreciation because I know they're going to sell it at wholesale. So, um, but I think it's going to benefit me in the long run getting rid of the damn thing. So, is what it is. But I can always make more money. Can't get attached to it. It's a loss. Yeah, boohoo. But yeah. Mike, how do you only have 900 miles on your car? Yeah. Yeah, I think we all deserve an answer on that. I think we all deserve an answer on that, Mr. Burley there. Mike says, if you turn it over to them, do you still have to make payments? No, I'm done because they have possession over it. So they're going to take it and they'll sell it to their dealers or wholesalers, and I'll get whatever's left over, or I'll pay the remaining balance on it, which I got equity in it. Yeah, and that way it's done. Jay says, why not sell it for the cost of the remainder of the loan or a few thousand over, letting it take it as a repo? Because once you get over $35,000, $35 to $40,000, especially now, people just don't have fucking cash. They just don't. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, but I did that before my ZLE purchase. Yeah, I mean, if I wanted something new, if I wanted the new stuff, I'd just go trade it in. You know what I mean? But yeah. I don't think I just want rid of the damn thing. I want it gone. I want it gone, and I want it gone today. Because I can kind of see the writing on the wall. And I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but I can just me with the YouTube channel and everything I put online. It's really it's just I'm being exposed to some bad shit. Well, just potential bad shit, I should say. What's next, though? I know you love manual transmission V8s. Don't tell me you're gonna get a Mustang. No, 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 nope. I haven't suffered a stroke or anything or whatever. Fortunately, but no, sir. I really want to go. Um, I, I would like to experience a fifth gen, but I just can't trust the global anything global. It's just I'm gun shy on it. So I pretty much what I'm down to is like anything like 2010 and below or 2010 and prior. Um, I really like I said, I've said it on other streams. I grew up with a 94. I had a 94 6 speed with T tops. I miss it. I want another one. I want another one. Um, I don't know though. I don't know. What would you guys get if you were me? Also, I put a link in. I put a link. If you go to the top of the here, I'll put it in again. If you guys want to call in, you guys have a camera, whatever, hit it up. Hit it up. So I think I'm gonna go fourth gen. I don't know. I don't know. What did you guys think if I stepped outside a Camaro? Oh shit. Oh shit. 2000 Trans Am. Yeah. Yeah, the Trans Am. Um that would be sick. Oh man. Damn. A 2000 Trans Am. So here's the thing. I have really considered that a 2000 Trans Am ish, whatever, LS1. What if I fucking wreck it? Am I going to be able to get body parts for it? It's such a niche, low production number car because I'm not a collector. I don't like to let it sit in the garage. I like to drive it every day, if it's nice out. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get. I mean, like your interior door handle pull because it's into a generation where there's still a lot of plastic, and the plastic as it ages gets brittle. I don't know. I don't know, but I do like them. I do like them. Um, the WS6, and I've kind of explained this. Like me and Mike were talking about this. The outrageous and aggressive looks. Yeah, you can get parts, but can you get like shit that fits? Because like I can go down to Keystone and buy a fender for my car, but the gap is gonna do like you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes these fenders don't fucking fit and they're real chintzy. Like you buy these new aftermarket fenders, man, they're 22. You can like ripple them in the wind. They're so thin. Like the quality of stuff has just went downhill so far. But I mean, I get it because they're still trying to compete with the prices of 10 years ago, so or 5 years ago. Um, but yes, also on the flip side, um, I talked to Mike about this a long time ago and said like the shock. You guys remember that shock green in the 6th gen? Like uh it's awesome, but I don't know if I can own it. You know what I mean? Like the extreme angular style lines of the WS6. Um, it's awesome, but I don't know if I bought it and I own it after 6 months, would it get old? Would you be like, oh shit, I'm kind of tired of this? Kind of. And every single post I put up of the Camaro versus Trans Am, the Camaro beat it by a factor of two. By a factor of two. Yeah. Yeah, Porsches are badass. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. I saw a 944 and it sounded like it was LS swapped. And that car was badass. I mean, it was it's from the 80s, but it's um just the nostalgia of it was cool. I don't know. Maybe you have to grow up in that. I don't know. I don't know. You just when it's just when you see something, you know you like it. You like it. It's that's it was pretty sick. It had like a mild cam or something. It didn't have like a big chop. It was just a little bit of lump, boom, 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 boom. But it was sick. It was sick. It was Porsche kind of nails it, man. Hate to admit it, but I think you're on the yeah. I mean, and that's just what I grew up with. In high school, I had Happy Thanksgiving, sir. Good to see you, Corey. All through high school, I had a fourth gen, and I just I've had a few of them, and it's just been the staple. I would like to have a first gen, and I know you said something about it a little bit ago. Yeah, it's a first gen, but man, I'm gonna tell you what. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll keep looking. I'll keep looking. I can't, man. I can't. I can't trust this new shit with the fucking. Um, I just I can't trust the people that. No, I don't think I would. And I hate talking about it because I sound like paranoid and I sound like conspiracy theorist, but it's just you're just putting your ass on the radar. And I would love to have a fifth gen, but I can't trust it. Can't trust it. So I think I'm gonna go back to a fourth gen. I don't know, 93 to 97 or a 98 to 02. I never had a 98 to 02, and I would like to have one, but um, yeah. First, Andrew gets a fourth gen, then yeah, fuck. Hey, Corey's making some sense around here. Jay says I have a fourth gen and a sixth gen, both 6 speeds. The fourth gen is so much more driver. Yeah. The thing is like you get in the car, you turn it on, and the car is the car. You don't have to fucking do this little track mode or whatever. And the can system, and like I told Corey a little bit ago, the the can system or the operating system, I don't know what you want to call it. It's the baseline software is just shit in that car. They make everything so hard to use. When you get it to work and you know how to work it, it works. But like line lock, um, just you know what I'm saying? Like Dodge, a button, line lock. I think Ford, a button, line lock. It's like this. You got to do up down. I made a short, and that was one of the few that it got like almost a million views. But I swear, and I was watching my phone probably 15,000, 20,000. Because I mean I read everybody's shit. I don't remember it, but I read everybody's comments. But um, yeah, they were like, "This is why I don't buy a new car. This is why new cars are shit." And this is, and in my mind, I was kind of defending it because I'm paying for it, so you kind of have to dig your, you kind of have to dig in and fight back on it. But um, she is what she is. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of right. They're kind of. I miss the day where you just get in. I do like the push start. I do like a backup camera, but the rest of it, man, phew, fuck. I'm ready to go back. It's exhausting, man. It's exhausting. Let's see here. Some small original parts are hard to find, but aftermarket will. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm just worried about interior pieces, and also I thought about finding something with like a salvage title, something wrecked. Um, and I did find one, and um, maybe have one as a dedicated spirited driving streetcar. Um, maybe, and the other as like a daily banger. Um, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's up. But the market is going up on the 98 to 02. The price gap difference on those is insane. GT350, absolutely hell fucking no. Absolutely not. You could not give me one of those things. Um, they take Mrs. Butterworth's maple syrup to begin with for oil for as far as the weight, which tells me those bearing, the hydrostatic pressure of which that crank floats in between the bearing, that it tells me that gap is big. And the flat plane crank with no harmonic control through the block of that engine and the clearances being that far of a gap, it's a recipe for disaster, dude. It tells me that it's just gonna, and that's personal opinion, but no. The fifth, oh my god, dude, yes, yeah. What about a fourth gen with the LS7 in it? Because let's be honest, that's the magic of that Z28, right? And it's not like the LS7 is shortchanged on production or whatever. I mean, fuck. They're expensive. Don't get me wrong, but you get what you pay for. Now, from the factory, you got CNC machined heads. You got titanium rods. So the thing, it'll rev to $7,000. And it's 427 cubic inches. Super thin cylinder walls, from what I hear. So you can't put boost on it, or you shouldn't put boost on it. But yeah. Let me see here. But I did. I sat in and I made a short on it. Like I said, when I was waiting on my ZL1 after I ordered it, and I was waiting on Zozo to get its ass here when it was sitting in the lot, just rotting away, and a local car dealer had one. I sat in it. Ooh, that thing is tough, and people are wrecking them more and more and more. Um, like I said, the global. It's kind of like why I won't buy a C8 Corvette. I mean, I like a C8 Corvette. I like the looks of it, and I like the build. And they are, if you follow like Go Hard podcast or whatever, and you go and listen to that podcast entirely, every minute, listen to it. You don't have to watch it. Just throw some headphones on and listen to it. It is insane how far the aftermarket is getting into the C8. It's just I don't want something that's gonna watch me and follow me. MC says I had a 99 Camaro Z28 6-speed, nice car. I missed the T-tops. Hugger orange. Shit. Hugger orange. That's badass. Yes. Ooh. Man. Um so what do you guys think? 99 to 02 or 93 to 97? I'm on the fence. If I go 93 to 97, I feel like I'm just doing the same damn thing I always have. I love it, and I'm not capitalizing on the opportunity to buy a 98 to 02. But in the on the flip side of that coin, I feel like um I'm getting ripped off because the 93 to 97s are priced affordable, and then 98 to 02 are like they're seeing you coming. Like 20 grand for so what I'm seeing is like 22 to $27,000. And that's like a 50,000 mile car. But you can, it's still unrestored. You know that there's rust. I mean, wiring harnesses get all crunchy and wires break. Still has all the same problems as a car, which is like like a few years older, 4 or 5 years older. And you're paying 3, 4 times the price. I don't know. I'm also not gonna do the facelift, like putting the 98 to '02 front end on a 93 to 97 car. I'm not a big fan of that. Not a fan of it. I hate that shit. It feels fake, phony. I don't know. Let me see here. Your God says the LS7. That's the one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But if I mean, there's so many. Pretty much everybody's. I think anymore, it's pretty rare to find a stock um LS7 with the stock heads on it. I mean, pretty much everybody's went through and fixed them. Yeah. Mr. J says, I was going to buy a fifth gen Z28 before ordering my ZL. After a test drive, I was just not impressed for the money. Yeah, man. Well, if you drove it during the time when you ordered your ZLE, that tells me that 6th gen Camaro was still in production. And that time frame, those things were touching $100,000. And I don't freaking blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's kind of like when I go look at 98 to '02s now, and I'm like, you guys need piss tested because this is on what planet do you are you? This is 100% an emotional response because just because you have a barn find in the cars in the '60s, all right, maybe it's justified because there's a ton of metal in those cars. There's a ton of metal, but in these cars, there's a ton of plastics. Like you just unplug a connector, that little fucking retainer pin snaps. Now what? You know what I'm saying? So that little barb or whatever, and you can't. Well, you can, but most people don't replace just that one hard shell. It's a pain in the ass. So anytime you have like plastic, anything, you're putting it the window of exposure for something to go wrong and you have an ability to fix it is really not working in your favor as far as pretty much anything from like 85 and up. 80, yeah, 85 and up. Mr. Burley says, in your opinion, will offset having the 4th gen from losing the alpha chassis of the 6th gen besides the eyes in the sky? Will in your opinion, will offset will having well, let me see here. Will having a 4th gen from losing the alpha chassis offset the 6th gen besides um that CL1's a fuck dude, that's an incredible car. That's an incredible car. It's just yeah. Um I don't know if it's gonna offset. I think it just will it'll just be like a new chapter. It'll be like a new chapter. I mean, I've been looking up prices of parts for this thing, and it's they're cheap, dude. They're cheap. It's the way to go. Yeah. He says, like, what will make the 4th gen better than the 6th gen? Freedom. From what I remember, the interior room's a lot more comfy. It's a lot um, more spacious. I think it's a lot better of a cruising car. You're going to go from 110-inch wheelbase down to 107. So, I mean, if you can get the turn in to be snappier, plus you can go back to hydraulic steering, so you'll actually have feeling through the steering wheel. Like I was just out driving my ZL1 and I fucking cranked it in my driveway. Uh, Cranked the wheel real hard, and I could feel that electric motor. And I'm like, fuck this. You know what I mean? If I go back to hydraulic steering to where you have a feel, there's just a lot of things. Like it's the frog in the pot in the boiling water slowly over time. And past 30 days, I've been psyching myself up as far as like going back in time on this thing because like it's just stupid shit. Like slowly but surely, like you give up one thing. Um, like I was sitting here and I was just like, I can't wait to go back to a car that doesn't even have TPMS sensors. And I don't know how I feel about that because I remember when uh they introduced TPMS sensors and I was like, fuck, here we go. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody in my air was, which I talked to, was like, you got to have a sensor tell you your pressure tire is low. You can't just look at it. But now, dude, I mean, they've got people reliant. I mean, I was just driving down the road. There's people that back out of their driveways with not even looking. They just rely on that camera or the sensors for the damn car to beep. There's a lot of people that doing makeup, reading. I just saw somebody eating a bowl of cereal. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, are you serious? But yeah, I mean, they're getting more and more reliant on these cars, and um, yeah, I mean, how do you categorize that? What do you say to that? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's the small little things like T tops. I can't wait to go back to T tops. Like that's just badass. But you won't get an email when you need. What am I gonna do? Uh, I am in hell. I guess. I guess you just go till it fucking locks up. I guess my car won't even need a oil change, right? Yeah, when your tire pressure's low. Fuck. That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know, and this is just a guess at this point. But looking back, um, I've just kind of, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to go back. Is it going to be as nice, new, and flashy as the 6th gen? No, and I know that, but um, yeah, yeah, I think it's gonna be badass. I just don't know what to get. MC says 86 IROC Z blue. I'm on the fence, man. I'm on the fence. The price of those things have went up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The front valance, but here's the thing, man. Cadillac has all that shit, all that cool stuff, and we can't even get like a Z button to where it just keeps track mode and rev match because it's like I get in and I hate how the thing, like I push the button, the car starts and it goes whoa, and then it works its way down an aisle. And I know that it's doing that to heat up the cats for cat, for efficiency and its emissions and blah blah. But still, it's just, yeah, I can't wait to go back. And the simple fact of it's kind of like a slap in the face because the technology's been there. They've had the ability to do all this stuff. It's just they chose not to do it, and there's no reason for it. I keep getting emails from GM. Took a survey, and it was like they want to put in their SUVs. They want to put a wireless charging pad in the passenger door pocket. And I had. Did you guys get this email? Did you take the survey? They wanted to, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you value the charging pocket being low, or how much would you value the charging pocket being high? And it was like a 15-minute survey. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, why don't you guys just go on social media and listen to your customers and just do what they ask? Do what they ask, because I mean, you can kind of follow the trail of breadcrumbs which people say that they want, and then I mean, you guys have all this technology and all this money. You can cut people off at the pass and say, well, if we can do this, we can do, if we can do X, we can do Y and Z. And you know what I mean? That's what gets people hyped up. That's what builds brand loyalty. That's what builds, people giving something. But yeah, they just won't for some reason. I don't get it. I don't understand. Let me see here. I wonder. I was gonna pull up that video. I won't pull up that video. C says in Canada, uh, on top. You know what I'm saying? By the time you expand your dollar rate up 30 some percent, at 13% of that expanded rate is a bigger chunk yet. So I feel for you guys, man. I feel for you guys. And then if something breaks, it seems like these new manufacturers now in the performance line, Camaro, I kind of get it. It sucks, pisses me off. I disagree with it wholeheartedly, but I can understand their standpoint or where they're coming from. This motherfucking camera. Okay, so I can understand where they're coming from because they want to claim abuse and they don't want to pay out any warranty work. So you're kind of on your own if you do buy one of these damn cars. But my thing is like the current day uh, generation of whatever you have, the markup is just it's just insane. I mean, whatever, a control arm for something current day versus a control arm of something like 10 years old, the price difference is just huge. And I mean, it pretty much does the same damn thing. Jay says the 6G. Yeah, dude. Um, well, for one, like my iPhone, if I haven't got it to like actually charge my phone, but if you have, can you tell me if it's fast at all? Because my thing is like I have to take my case off, which is kind of a pain in the ass. But then I put it down and I've got it to make the noise or whatever. But if you take a corner hard or whatever and it slides, you're fucked. And I'm not sure if that charger is fast or not. I don't know how many. I haven't took the time. I was just and it's kind of like back here, like you got to reach back for it, which I'm kind of horizontally challenged. But the thing is like it's kind of a pain in the ass for me to reach back for it anyways, but I can't keep an eye on it. And if I need to like, directions or if I need to Google something or if I need to, yeah. Yeah. Mike says, agree. I get high anxiety when pulling into the garage, wondering if I'm going to scrape the, yeah, dude. Yeah. I think Corvette has a camera. I think Corvette has a camera. My thing is why couldn't they make it at least an option? Just make you pay out the ass for it, like they did the PDR. Because the PDR was $1,400 on OJ. I paid for it, and on Zozo I said no, I ain't doing that because it records in 720p. Those of you that know cameras, 720 is like 2005 technology. It's shocking. It's shocking how terrible it is. And it doesn't the frame rate's on it slow, and if there's any kind of fog or dirt on your windshield, you're fucked until the defrost can get the window to clear up or you clean the actual. But yeah, the I believe Corvette got a front camera. It would be nice. I mean, they have the sensors up there anyways for the lane assist. Again, safety, 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 but nothing's convenience. You know what I mean? Because in today's day and age, I think that just if you pay more, it should make your life easier. And if a car sitting here flashing at me, which I have to turn off. What is that? Crash avoidance? Can't help me out, Mike. Do you leave yours on or turn on? Dude, I have to turn off because it's just beep 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 everywhere you go. So, like I said, I'm just tired of the routine. I'm tired of the. I can't wait to go back, turn the key once it starts up. There's no buttons. There's no doing shit. There's no nothing to make the ride softer. There's nothing to make it not beep. There's not. It's yeah. But I will say the performances, it's impressive, man. The chassis, what the frame can handle, and also the direct injection, the Gen 5 LTs. They're yeah, might have to go in the fourth gen. No, it's slow as hell. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of like taking pictures on a fucking flip phone. Yeah, it's like what's the point, man? And imagine if they charged you for that, dude. When you're yeah, yeah. God, here we go. You of course should work a deal. He gets 6 gen. Yeah, it's for sale, Corey. It's for sale. I'll cut you a hell of a deal, buddy. Yeah. But even Corey said, okay, so Jay says I have the PDR, so my car does not have crash avoidance, I believe. I think the crash avoidance is in the bumper. I'm not sure. See, this is what I'm talking about. Also, like bumper to bumper, I'm a lot more familiar with uh the fourth gen tech. Like I can just listen to it going down the road, and I know. Like I have a 2002 Grand Prix GTP. It's a pile, dude, and I love it. But yeah, it's like as soon as I hear like okay, I know a wheel bearing is going bad. I know, like I'm so much more in tune with that era of a car, anyways. Says I have the PDR, so my car does not have crash avoidance, I believe, which is wild. Which is wild. They couldn't include both and relocate the crash sensors for $1,400. They could do a lot of things, man. It's just they choose not to. And that's the most irritating part is you're paying sky high prices for which I believe for Mike Burley that worked out great because he'll just like he's a triple black kind of guy. Black paint, black interior. Do you like the would you get black wheels if you could, Mike? Or would you or do you like the charcoal that we got? Yeah. Mike says my phone doesn't even fit. My other phone just got hot. What the hell does that mean? That's not good, dude. Just got hot. Did it charge? Or did it just sit there and fucking was it like an easy bake oven? Ting. Done. Oh my god. Oh my god. Um I don't know how I feel about a six popper. I do like an F or a G body. I do like the G body. Was the El Camino a G body? I can't remember. If somebody knows, fucking put it in here. I do. I like. I kind of want a truck, but I like having a car. So Monte Carlo, or I'm sorry, El Camino with the Monte Carlo phone in. But yeah, uh, the G bodies they're badass, man. Right now, here's the problem I'm running into is um a lot of people restore stuff or fix stuff to the best of their ability, and the best of their ability kind of sucks. It's not up to par to what the car needs. And I'm not putting anybody down. I'm not talking shit on anybody. I'm just saying the technology requires a certain skill level or a certain amount of money to be put into a car to be back to 100% functional or as close as 100% as you can get. And the thing is people put $20,000 and that's I don't even think you can paint a car for 20 grand. So they put $20,000 in this car, and now they think it's worth $100,000. And you know what I'm saying? So people think with this thing, and they should be using this, and it's like feelings and rationality. It's just we're in a fucked up place. It's because I have a hard time explaining it to people, like you know, breaking down why I think that the car or whatever is, because I've been doing this dance for like a couple weeks now, making offers, and it's just everybody's set, and the price is the price is the price, and I'm okay, you know. Corey says if I could afford one, I would have. I would already have one. Uh, Listen, man, and you mentioned this in a video. When you guys were doing your quarter mile racing and your drag racing videos, and you said that the police are cracking down on you. Imagine if they could follow you and they knew what time, where, specifically within, I don't know, probably a 1 foot or less threshold of exactly when and where your car was and how frequently it did it. Yeah. Imagine those cops. Do you think that those cops would be sitting out there watching you make videos? My guess is yes. So if I was you, you got the perfect setup right now. I love that white car. Um, Mike says, "Is the crash avoidance in the rearview mirror?" I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I said, when I dropped the glove box down when I was taking that VCMI or VCIM, there's so many modules. The can system's getting so complicated these days. Uh, I gotta have people like Justin White on tap, and I gotta have a builder, a tuner, and I gotta have I can barely get on board with, because I'm not kidding. The guys that know this stuff backwards and forwards, my hat is off to you. Respect, because it's very complex. It's very complex, and um yeah, I'm just not willing to just put my shit out there like that. And but yeah, I mean, I would probably ask them. I don't know where it's at, but it would make more sense to me to have it in the bumper. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Do 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 do. See here. Yeah, I think the Monte Carlo was a G, and I think the El Camino is built on a Monte Carlo frame. Not sure. Not sure. Don't hold me to it. Um, if I say it in a video, usually it's because I've done homework on it. But yeah, Mr. Burley says, yeah, I put black. See, yeah. So in case in point, for a customer like that, this car works out butter smooth for Mike. Yeah. So I mean, the Z01's right up his fucking alley. Or I'm sorry, Camaro 6. Yeah. You don't drive it a whole lot. They're, you know what I mean. They're not going to be following you like that. You're not on social media fucking racing, or trying to tell people about they're doing this, they're doing that, whatever. That'll piss off the powers that, or the ivory tower. Yeah. And also guys like Tracy, this car is perfect for, because he's going to treat it as a collector's car, drive it every once in a while. He's not going to be fucking hot rodding it or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Jay says, quick Google search, good idea. Says the crash avoidance is where the PDR camera is in the rear view mirror. Fuck. If I'd have known that. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Would I have paid $1,400 to not have to hit that button 3 times every time I start the car? Is what I'm thinking right now. I don't know. I just hate this can system that's in it because I love the stuff that the car is capable of doing. I just feel like I don't want to sit at a stoplight going, wait a minute, wait. I need to engage fucking launch mode. Wait. Nope. I know it's green. Wait. I'm not doing it, man. It's just the car. It does cool stuff. It's just the way they set it up is stupid. MC says, do you think that the price of the Z01, Hellcat, etc., will go or they'll depreciate? Go. I'm assuming up, or they'll depreciate 30, 40 years, then start to go back up. I don't even think it's going to take 30 or 40 years. Uh, it's gonna be depending on what they're gonna do in the future because I guarantee with Trump coming in, do you guys want to watch a video? Uh, I got like a 9-minute video. If I find it, we could recover some of the stuff I forgot to touch on when I was streaming with Mark over at CCFB Garage. Um, I think if they continue with the PlayStation mentality and the because I mean that's where people are at, man. Dudes are getting soft, and people value different things these days. They don't value speed. I mean, the crowd that values speed like that is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, and um, they don't. It's just the chance or the risk takers are a dying breed anymore, and um, people like that will appreciate cars like this. But if they continue on with the PlayStation mentality, I think that they will go up if they have another resurgence. But it's so hard to tell what's going to happen, the direction of the automotive landscape, what it's going to happen in the next 30, 40 years. But I think that you're definitely going to be safe because we're in an era where they're intentionally throttling the production number of cars. Ooh, hang on. Right at my feet. Um, so I don't have it up, but if anybody wants to Google how many 2024s they made as a whole, 4-cylinder through supercharged through 8 LT4s, but I can tell you in my book here the production numbers of, and I'll just go through. Uh, I'll just pull random numbers. So in 1995, they produced 122,000 cars, 738,000 cars, and I don't know if you guys can hear that. Somebody's revving it up. In 1980, 152,000 cars. In 1967, they produced 906,000 cars. Uh, and now the ZL1s in total, I think in 2022, all ZL1s on the road, I think there was like 2,200 cars, 2,400 cars made. So we're living in an era to where they're intentionally throttling the production of cars. So there will not be a lot of these available down the road. You know what I'm saying? So people still crash them. They still get stolen. They still get, flood damage, fire damage. It's just, in ratio numbers, percentages. So I think that they have, if anything has a chance to go up, it's going to be this era of cars. If we can get the stupid crap out of being in charge, and we can get the production back to going again like it used to be. So Mike says, do you think Justin White can change how difficult it is to access? No, I don't think so. I was thinking about this myself because I was thinking about buying like a 4-cylinder car and then just putting something else in it and then just having, but I asked him and he said, everybody tells me no. So I haven't even bothered with asking him directly, but yeah, the car is what the car is. And that's why I got to get the car out of my life because, and it sucks, dude, because I'm about to lose a lot of fucking cash, but it's okay, man. It's okay because through doing all that and experiencing all that, I get to meet a lot of you guys, I get to interact with a lot of you guys, and I know that a lot of people are here because they have a 6th-gen Camaro and they're rooting for their team or whatever. I hope I don't lose a lot of people because it's not like I dislike the 6th generation. It's just it's not a good fit for me. Somebody with a big mouth and like yeah, they hate people that stand up for themselves and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just I'm trying to make my life less complicated. Even if my car was paid for, which I should have done, because like I said, about oh, when was it? It's calculated 818 when the government miscalculated 818,000 jobs. August 21st. That was when I was going through it. That was the moment in time when like I said, about this damn camera, about 70, I added up. It's like 74,000 cash I lost. And I should have, because what I was going to do was I was going to take it, I was going to leverage it, and I wanted to go and put a sequential in. And the sequential was going to be, the parts was going to be about 25,000. And then the labor to do it was going to be probably on another 10. And then I wanted to do, a 2650, and I wanted to kind of replicate a build that I saw through, what was it, Vengeance Racing. And I wanted to get it up to that level and then play with it on the street before I started dismantling the car. And then the election year just freaking everything started going crazy, and it was like, well, I don't know what's going on. And yeah, it was my inexperience, and I'm not even gonna call it a bad decision. It was just an accident and whatever. And like I said, yeah, painful. So I'm down to the point now to where it's like, it doesn't financially, like before it was like, whatever, it's a nuisance, but now it's like a real decision of, do I keep it and keep going with it, or do I just get rid of it? And I just want to get rid of it. Mike says Cali Blue Book still has no value on mine when I put what? Cali Blue Book still has no value on yours. Huh? That means it's priceless. You can ask whatever you want, I get. Corey, thanks for coming out. Says I gotta go. Hope everybody has Thanksgiving. We need to do another stream sometime. Yeah. If you're game. What? Yeah. The catfish. Yeah. He'll be getting a fucking catfish tattoo, tramp stamp before it's over, guaranteed. C says I don't think kids are really into cars anymore, or at least a lot less. Same with the motorcycles. I think that the new generation coming in is so financially behind, and everything's so expensive, and what people value is aimed and pointed at such different things that if it was corrected, there'd be the car community would be a lot bigger than what it is, for sure. I was so excited when my dad got it. Yeah, dude. I remember what was it? I thought they were over 200 horsepower. Yeah, I remember those. Yeah, box body Mustangs, man, because that was like the baseline for everybody's conversation, which they were talking about. It was keeping up with that 5.0. Oh yeah, I think it beat them 5.0. Yeah, everything was 5.0 related. You know what I'm saying? You remember those conversations they'd have back in the fucking 90s and early 2000s? Yeah. 2000 it fell off a little bit, but yeah. Fear God says, "What's the issue? What's going on with your ZL1 Camaro? What's the deal breaker for you?" I don't like the GPS. I don't like the cameras. I don't like the microphones. And I don't like the direction that GM is taking things. I don't want to financially contribute to this shit anymore. I want to stop the bus and let me off, please. That's where I'm at. The whole thing's a freaking mess. She won't quit. She's not even giving it up. They even okay. So even does anybody get the daily email for GM Authority? Even GM Authority, it's a joke. Just watch it. If you don't have it, subscribe to it because it's a joke. Every day is a freaking joke. It's a picture of an SUV, EV, you know what I mean? And then you might throw one or two picture in of like, remember when shit was cool. That's how it feels. Because they don't have anything anymore. The only thing they have was a C8. And, it's kind of like Justin White said on the last podcast. They were like, how can you expect, because when Taj Jukter or whatever, I can't remember his name. Taj Jukter. Mike. What the fuck is wrong? Mike. Oh my God. Anyways, when Taj Jukter or whatever was revealing the ZR1, he was talking like, well, nobody said anything about the voids for where the turbos go. Justin White addressed that. He was like, how can you expect us to even know anything about the car or predict anything about the car when we can't afford to even have it? Because now a Corvette's like $250,000. And Corvette does not have I don't know what you want to call it. Like when you think of Corvette, nobody's eyes light up. When you say Ferrari or Lamborghini, that fucking means something. You know what I mean? Because it's had a long-standing history of premium. I mean, premium. Everything's, calf leather. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's not what a Corvette is, but they're charging that kind of money. What is up, Skydog Pigpen? Have you seen the LS Swap V8 Miatas? I think you should have one. You should have one and then show it to us. That's what you should do. Especially a Shelby Cobra using 5th gen SS components, I believe. Yeah, you don't even have to do. I mean, dude, those LS swapped Miatas, holy shit. Those things are nuts. Nuts. Yeah. Agreed. C7 was a badass car. It's just I like less government, man. Less government in my life. It's the best. I'm single. I don't have a chick in my life. It's like the simpler the better. That's kind of the way I'm living anymore. Give me the keys. We'll get this done today or tomorrow. No problem. What does it have in it? Like a 1.8? It's tiny, man. I know that. I can't believe you, Mike. Put a ZL1 in. That's the thing I will miss is because the sixth generation. It's getting hard to talk. Sixth generation Camaro is a good looking car. I mean, there is no denying that. That ZL1, oh my god, it's disgusting how yeah, that car does it for me. Even the SS, like the 6.1, the 16 to 18, there's a lot of people like in the red hot. Oh, that car is stupid good looking. Yeah. Oh, it's got a full 2 liters. Okay. 180. It probably 2,300 pounds. Oh my god. Yeah. That was what I was gonna say about the C5 Z06. Well, some of them guys are getting it down to like 2,900 pounds. You imagine that? 2,900 pound car with that much motor in it. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah. It says a V8 with yeah. 2 ton. Yeah. That would be no, that's a ton and a half. Yep. Thanks for coming, Mike. Good being on here with you guys. Until next time, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Yes. Have a good night, buddy. We'll see you. Get your ass out in the garage and drive that car. Go. Go. Yeah. Having that V8, I think I watched a video um on LS swapped Miata. Can't remember how if it threw the balance off of the car, which I mean it wouldn't take much, man. Um I would imagine that long block, that 2 liter long block's like probably 350 pounds. And I would imagine the LS is probably 475, 500. But 100 and some pounds in one specific spot on one end of the car would induce a lot of, I think it was oversteer. The ass end would want to come around like on the skid pad when they were really testing like the cornering ability of it. But yeah, yeah. Other than that, man, that car would be, oh, dude, amazing, amazing. How tall are you, Eric? Think I think I sat in one of those. It wasn't an MX-5, but it was the body style before. You're fucking 6'1" and you fit in that. Okay, okay. I couldn't. I remember those cars being a little small. Maybe that was RX-7. I sat in the FD RX-7. Yeah, and the interior was really tiny on that fucker too. But I mean, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, the Lamborghini was small. Dodge Viper, the 5th gen, sucked to be. And I'm so happy when Street Speed 717 got his car. He bitched about it because I was just like, all right, yeah, I get it. I'm chubby, I get it, but it's like, why would you build such a fucking small interior car if if you know that only a certain amount of people are going to actually fit in it, drive it, and use it, then what the fuck? But did you have a good Thanksgiving there, Scott? Mine was quiet. I'm fucking happy for it. Let me see here. Okay. He says it's not too bad, honestly, but I think the irritates. Yeah. Raises. No shit. Irritates the nerve on the side of my leg. So I would go to a chiropractor. It sounds like fucking a hip problem, man. Get throw yourself up on the fucking alignment rack and get fucking popped. See if that helps anything. Because if a seating position bugs you, that shouldn't bug you. I would think it would be something else, but I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Yeah. Good, man. Good. Ba-ba-ba-ba. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of my car situation. Um yeah. Sports cars don't have lumbar at all anyway. I mean, shit. I mean, the new stuff is yeah. You can buy aftermarket. Yeah. I get where you're coming from on that one. Yeah. You're going to be sitting there for a long time. Aren't you in New Jersey? How's traffic like there? Are you stuck it? Do you have to sit in the damn thing for a long time, like bumper to bumper there? You know what I'm saying? Because if that's a thing, I get it. If that's a thing, I absolutely get it. All right, let me see here. Sorry, fellas. Here, I'm just trying to find something. I wanted to play a video because I want to get this out there. Skydunk, he says, but like this, my bad. Like this is bad. My Camaro don't have the issue at all. Really? I wonder what the hell is. Traffic isn't bad for me. I have back roads. Oh, so you're on the skirts then. You're on the outskirts. That's good, dude. That's good. You got to mess with. Yeah. Yeah. Every time I go to Chicago, it's like Des Moines not bad. It's um in the cities you either have like horizontally built to where it's like spread out or vertically built. And Chicago's both. Whereas it's just like being in a fucking beehive or anthill or something, man. And the bumper to bumper every time I Mr. T, what is up, Tracy? Yeah. We were just I started the stream and I was talking about that. Said everybody's probably in a food induced coma seeing two of everything. You know what I mean? So it's probably gonna be a low count on the stream. But I just want to touch base because I want to say hey everybody on this Thanksgiving. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the camera there. But yeah, like I was saying with Chicago, every time I go there, it's fun getting in, and then after about a day or so, dude, I'm ready to come back home because that bumper to bumper shit is just not for me, man. I can't. Yeah, I can't do it. You guys want to watch a video? I think I'm gonna play this video because I want to. There's a few things that I didn't touch on or we didn't talk about with Mark when he was on the stream a couple weeks ago. Yes, sir. Let me add it to. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop. I'll get it set up here. Let me see how long. So I'm gonna touch base on this, and then after we get done with it, let's see here. How long is it? It's about 12 minutes long. So we'll touch base on this. We'll talk about what you guys want to talk about, and after that, we'll wrap this damn thing up and we'll get out of here if you guys want. So, but here, I'm just gonna add the whole thing. I'll give it a little bit to let the buffering of the internet here start.
The average car price is nearly $50,000, a 30% increase over the past 5 years.
Basic automobile is $50,000 or more.
Monthly payments are also close to an all-time high.
There are plenty of models that are going for more than $100K.
A record number of owners are underwater, paying more on their loans than their vehicles are worth. Even so, automakers have resisted making cheaper ones. Margins are slim and costs are high. Chinese cars are cheap, but those are getting slapped with tariffs. Insiders say U.S. carmakers can't depend on protectionism. They'll have to cut costs and sell cheaper. Even without government support, some Chinese firms have big advantages.
We tried to lay out that it's not evolutionary change. Like you actually have to make quantum change to the organization, culture, and approach to be able to achieve that.
Americans are paying more for nearly everything than they were a few years ago. But car prices have outpaced even inflation. They're off pandemic era highs, but not by a lot. What do you think about how car prices have been over the last few years?
They're astronomical, but I mean, the technology keeps advancing. Technology isn't free.
I shopped around quite a bit. Before I was driving a Toyota Highlander, and
God damn it. The StreamYard, man, I'm telling you what. Okay. yeah, it's okay, so I'm sorry before I was saying Fear God said, don't forget that the Camaro, I'll go back and I'll try out for what I remember. But I go on a fucking tangent. But he said, don't forget that the Camaro is the best American car to go around the Nürburgring. The Nordschleife. Yes. So the new Z06 did a 7:10. Is what 7 minutes 10 seconds. And they say that that's why they're not touting about it or going around putting it on the front page or whatever. They say that there's a few seconds to be gained. There's a couple corners. I know Misha Chofton. I'm sorry, man, if I butcher it. I'm so terrible with names. But 7:10, 6 seconds difference. The Nordschleife is a 13 mile. Well, it's like 12.95 miles or 96 miles. 13-mile long track, 6 seconds difference. Z06 is a $200,000 car that's in production today. The Z01 1LE is not. It's gone. It's dead in the past. And it's been around since 2017. So, yeah. And I think I think you could have got one out the door for like 61, 62, a Z01 1LE, $61 or $62,000 after incentives and stuff, pre-COVID. But yeah. Let's keep going here. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
And the prices had went up a lot, and it was not all electric, and I wanted to move to something more environmentally friendly, so I went with the Tesla.
Oh my goodness. I was trying to repurchase the Camry and using the prices that I had from 10 years ago, and it just wasn't, it wasn't the same.
So what does the industry consider an affordable car? According to the Center for Automotive Research, it would cost about $25,000. The average US household spends about 15% of income on transportation. That's everything: car, gas, maintenance, and so on. So about 51% of the population can reasonably afford a loan on a $25,000 car at 8% interest for 48 months. If you extend the term of the loan, the percentage goes up from there. The issue is there are very few cars at that price. Prior to 2018, cars that sold for
That is very, very true. 25 grand. I think you're in the like Chevy Spark. Like you're at the bottom. I don't even think you can buy a pickup truck for 25 grand now. I don't think you can. I think a pickup truck's like 33 and up. Mr. Rage, what's up, sir? Happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate that, bud. Skydog says, how do you think the 2025 ZR1 will do? I think it'll be just under 7. I think it'll be just under 7, but what do you think the price tag on that damn thing's going to be? Keep in mind the ZL1 1LE was like a $60-some thousand car. 65, let's just call it, starting. So, yeah. But it keeps going up and up, up and up and up and up. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
less than $20,000 made up about a fifth of the market. Since then, they have all but vanished. A few models might start there, but no car sold in September 2024 had an average sticker price below $20K. Only 6 are below $25. Meanwhile, models and sales of new cars over $60,000 have soared.
You're selling directly to people who want a lot of bells and whistles, and so there isn't a lot of direct targeting of people who would want a small, cheap car. This might be a strategic mistake.
Here's how they got so expensive. Factor 1, the continued rise of the sport utility vehicle. They went from about 30% of sales in 2009 to over 50% in 2019. Americans just love big cars. When Ford released the now discontinued subcompact EcoSport SUV, it said the average price would be $4,500 higher than Ford would get from the Fiesta, even though the SUV and the car shared the same platform. Second factor, priorities changed.
The legacy automakers in the US have been pretty explicit about, we are going for profits, we are not going for volume. And so we are going to sacrifice volume if it gives us a bigger margin. And that's a different strategy than they've followed in the past.
Boom. To think about that. Yeah. Right in your face. We're going to sacrifice volume if it means higher profits. Now, my question is how long will this last, and what's it going to take for the house of cards to come crumbling down? Because, I mean, even if you could see, if old Susan's picking up on it, I mean, come on. I mean, profits for profit's sake, yeah. But, I mean, what kind of messages does that send to the consumer? You know what I mean? They don't give a shit about you. Give me your money. We're going to do less work. We're going to higher profits. We want your cash. That is all. Thank you. Have a good day. That's real fucking important. I'll keep going.
GM has become known for this strategy, especially under current CEO Mary Barra. Fiat Chrysler, now Stellantis, was very early to cutting high volume but low profit vehicles like sedans. In 2023, profits at GM and Ford were the highest in at least a decade, and Stellantis reported a record. Many global automakers have enjoyed similar gains.
General Motors, for example, has these activist investors sitting on their board, and if they don't buy back billions of dollars worth of stock, Mary Barra could be out of a job. And so it forces a more short-term calculation than she might want.
But automakers have had to make investments in technology that they weren't certain would pay off, like EVs, software-defined vehicles, advanced safety, driver assistance, and autonomous driving. That money has to come from somewhere.
The one meaningful way to make that transition from a financial standpoint is to create a highly profitable internal combustion engine business. And
Oh, so yeah, so the truth in the way has glaringly been there in front of their face the whole fucking time, and they refuse to give a shit. Says will not stop if the government bails. Oh man, I genuinely hope that's not a thing now. Like 2008, I get it. They were doing what they could. They were really, I mean, but they were, I believe that they were doing more as far as volume wise, kicking cars out, giving, discounts. And I remember those days, 0% financing. The lots were full. As I remember, they were overstuffed and they were still dropping off cars to lots. But I think that that's going to be the way out of this. And I don't know what it's going to take for the companies to get it through their head and start putting the consumer and the people that want their cars and are willing to step up and tell you what you want, but you're not doing it. It just doesn't make sense to me. But that's good that he said. I love the simple fact that they're bringing a spotlight, and it's kind of weird about the time because there was a lot. This video is from about 6 months ago when a lot of content was dropping on the EV. That was about the era when they were talking, they knew that the election was coming up. Everything was going fucking crazy about that time. So they knew that they had to get in people's heads. They were bringing back the tax credits, the free money for buying EVs, and they were throwing money at the charging infrastructure system and the autonomous taxi, whatever. But yeah, so this video is from about that era. But obviously, we know that perfecting, there's still a ways to go on the internal combustion engine. So obviously, it's very apparent to them. So let's keep going here.
continue to manage those profits while you reduce the number of vehicles. And so you have to continue to make good profits to generate the free cash flow you need to feed the EV ever-hungry side of the business.
The trouble for automakers, the business is not that profitable compared with others. About 70% of a vehicle's price goes to the direct cost of producing it.
Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
About 20 to 25% goes to marketing and everything else. That leaves a 5 to 10% profit. Third factor, the coronavirus pandemic. Production shutdowns, supply chain shortages, and other constraints tightened supply. Dealers raised prices. Then automakers did. Affordability plummeted.
Remember, the story has been, for much of the last 6 months, you either cut price or you cut volume. And they've decided they're not cutting price.
But profits come at the cost of increasingly alienated customers.
Automakers.
And I believe right now, dealerships are getting everything that they deserved. I think that they are getting everything that they deserve. But the simple fact of them even mentioning volume, we're going to suffer long term for this because we need those cars in existence to sit on used car lots to be available for usage down the road. But It is what it is what it is at this point. We just have to, I mean, hope we just have to get a different leadership change in there, and hope and pray that this takes a different direction. We don't have much more to go.
Meet with their dealerships on a regular basis, and particularly they do this every January at one specific gathering. And the news that came out of that gathering last year was dealerships were saying, please send us more things that we can profitably sell for less. I guess that's the message they're getting from people walking in the door.
So the question is, how do American automakers get those prices down? There is some wind at their backs. EVs are expected to get cheaper with time. Battery costs are falling faster than forecasted, with big drops to come. New, stronger forms of steel may allow car makers to use less. The simple skateboard platforms EVs are built on are easily adapted to vehicles of different sizes, spreading out costs. The Chevrolet Equinox, GM's least expensive EV, is about $300,000 less than the Cadillac Celestiq, GM's priciest, but they use the same platform. New manufacturing methods can help too. Tesla said its proposed but not yet implemented unboxing method can cut costs in half and factory size by nearly that much. Automakers might also partner and consolidate. Two companies can share production lines and make similar cars with different brands. One can contract with another to build vehicles for a country where the first has no presence.
Could be a BYD setting up shop in Mexico, having a partnership with one of the U.S. car makers or brands, and then they sell vehicles here with the appropriate sharing of the final assembly costs.
That's gonna be a big problem. I believe that's going to be a big problem for the car community if that does happen, because everything's going to be the fucking same. That's what's going to suck, and I think that's what's going to drive the cost of what we have now. But it's like we're on a race to the bottom. You know what I mean? Does anybody else feel like this? Because we're doing and we're trying a bunch of. That's the whole point of having different auto manufacturers, different flavors, just a different choices to have, and then everybody's going to collaborate and make one thing so it's the fucking same. None of this makes sense to me. I mean, I don't see it fucking working out, man. I don't see it working out. A couple more minutes, we'll finish this up here.
On the policy side, Helper says regulatory certainty is another necessary condition for cheaper EVs. Stability and predictability around incentives, subsidies, and public-private partnerships. U.S. rules change frequently, which makes it harder for companies to plan. In contrast, when China went forward on EVs, it stuck with the policy. The country has even benefited from unstable policies in the U.S. The cheap lithium iron phosphate batteries that contributed to China's dominance were actually created in the US by a company with a Department of Energy grant. But then,
gas was really cheap. Policies were not consistently applied. They went bankrupt. They were bought very, very cheaply by the Chinese. I mean, not to take away from the Chinese. They figured out how to scale it up, but they got a leg up, based on American taxpayer research.
The Alliance for American Manufacturing, a group formed by domestic manufacturers and the United Steelworkers Union, is in favor of tariffs and subsidies and incentives to boost the domestic industry. The group wants...
That's where I'm going to be in favor of tariffs, and I don't mean to be cutting it in and out, but the simple fact of that's how China plays. Whenever they're in business with anybody, or they get next to anybody, or they're competing with somebody, they get in there and they will boldface, like they are unapologetically will copy everything. So pretty much they don't have to pay for R&D. They don't have to pay for crash tests. I mean, that's how Kia got in. Kia and Hyundai, they just bought old technology, and it was kind of smart, and it kind of wasn't at the same time, because they buy old technology like the clock spring behind your steering wheel. You have XYZ, you have 100 different kinds of clock springs. Well, Mitsubishi manufactured that, or Honda manufactured that from years to years. They know the fail rate, they know the production numbers, they know what it's going to fit. Like, they know all the failure points. So they bought old technology, and they put it into an auto manufacturer, and they pretty much had a good guesstimation of how long it was going to last based on prior data. China kind of does the same thing. That's why they had 100,000 10-year warranty. China does the same thing, kind of. They get in, they find out, they don't even care about trademark or copyright. They don't give a shit about any of that. They're dirty, man. They get in, they find out what other people have done the homework and the legwork on to figure out what works, and then they just boldface copy it. And then they just drive the fucking prices down to make it as cheap as possible, and everybody loses at that point. So the tariffs, I'm going to be a big fan of the tariffs at this point. So that's pretty much the long and the short of, and that's going to overlap on everything pretty much built in the US that I've found. But
wants to keep many of the current policies in place.
We're trying to gradually make a transition to new types of energy run vehicles, whether it's electric, hybrid, other sorts of technologies as well. And we're trying to offset some of the capital costs that are involved with that. And there's a long tradition of doing that in the United States.
Policies can only help so much.
At the end of the day, it's demand that dictates the business. It's a marketplace that makes the calls, as we all know. And so you can have some amount of demand side subsidies, like you get $7,500 off if you buy this EV with a certain mix, up to a certain point. But these things cost a lot of taxpayer dollars, as we all know.
This is the challenge Chinese competition poses. Critics say Chinese cars are cheap because they are heavily subsidized by the government. There are other factors.
Wages are really low. There's a fair amount of evidence of forced labor in part of the battery supply chain. There's also a lot less attention to environmental considerations in terms of cleaning up and having a clean battery operation, which uses a lot of nasty chemicals.
That said, the best of the Chinese EV startups have a 30% cost advantage over legacy automakers, even without subsidies or government help. Mark Wakefield, a managing director for Alex Partners, says to compete with that, automakers have to completely change the way they operate.
From an automaker's perspective, you can't count on that protectionism. You have to get ready to fight.
This is the hard part. First, Chinese companies are software-oriented. Established automakers elsewhere produce cars made with very limited software embedded in parts. Truly software-defined vehicles, in contrast, are ones where hardware and software can be updated independently, more like computers.
It's a fundamentally different way of developing a vehicle.
Chinese firms are also fast. They develop things quickly, they scale things quickly, which attracts attention from government, suppliers, or other stakeholders.
They take a lot of time in the strategic phase. They're much more willing to just go. They don't have the same sort of battles about what to do and what to make.
Chinese firms rely heavily on methods like virtual testing rather than the physical tests favored by others. This cuts months off schedules and hundreds of millions of dollars from budgets. They have a shorter time to market. Non-Chinese brands take about 5.4 years to develop a new model. Legacy Chinese brands, 3.5. New energy vehicle brands like BYD, 1.6.
Because everybody's done the work for you, cheating motherfuckers. Let me ask you a question. For those of you that have a 6th gen Camaro, how much of the software, or what's your favorite aspect of it? Do you like all the tech, all the... And that's kind of the one thing that I've been kind of wondering what everybody else thinks as far as like the 6th gen Camaro owners. Because I don't know if I'm really that. At first, I was kind of impressed. You know what I mean? Like traction control and the ESC and how much power this shit can handle anymore. And Tracy says it's not just our cars. China copies a lot of America. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to stay on topic with the cars, but you're 100% right. It's shocking. They just get in, they copy, and like you heard them say it, they virtual tests. Well, theoretically, it should do this. Theoretically, you know, and then your customers are the fucking guinea pigs. That's the mentality there. That's why they have. I mean, it's consumerism times a fucking 1,000. So, I mean, I've heard stories where concrete buildings are fucking falling apart, and they just tear down, buy it, build a new one. Yeah, I'm not really digging the whole mentality of thought process behind that. But, sixth generation Camaro. Do you appreciate the tech? Do you not? If you do, what do you appreciate? And I mean, if you don't, I mean, I can kind of understand, but I mean, think about it while we're watching this, but that was my question to you. Let's keep going. I'm gonna finish this off.
Deadlines are hard, even if that means releasing a subpar vehicle. These companies have an intense overtime culture.
Most of them do not allow this drift that Western companies do. And they're willing to put a bad vehicle out there and suffer the consequences because they consider the alternative to be a guaranteed loss. If I take 40 months to make the vehicle, I can't make a competitive vehicle.
They're also willing to endure large losses early as they get to scale. There are two benefits: higher volumes, which help spread costs, but also a lot of learning in that painful early period.
This desire for short-term profits by American investors, these activist investors, makes that strategy hard. China has taken large losses for a long time. And this is their playbook. They do this in industry after industry.
There's very little forgiveness for a CEO today who says they make losses on a vehicle or a vehicle line or a whole new propulsion technology. And so they're questioned every quarter. And so they're thinking of it every day. And so it's in that sense where if you now move from a $60,000 vehicle or a $70,000 vehicle or a $40,000 vehicle to now suddenly announcing affordable vehicles at $25,000, you get doubly questioned because you're going to be making even more of a loss per vehicle.
They also take a first principles approach, a willingness to question some of the most basic assumptions or practices. Tesla has been known for this in the US market. Example, allowing over-the-air updates to the core safety and powertrain systems on the vehicle, things like brakes and motors.
Before they did that, and even probably 7 years after they did it, no other auto company in the world would dare.
Vertical integration, doing a lot of work in-house rather than outsourcing to suppliers, also seems to be a key advantage for companies like Chinese BYD and American Tesla. The United States is also investing in a local EV supply chain. In terms of money spent, it's gone from trailing China to surpassing it. Implementing these changes may be hard. China's regulatory environment and customer base is totally different from the United States. But closing that 30% cost gap might require a total revamp.
Feels like you can't do these in small little bits and pieces and evolution. And you can't do it by just telling people, hey, behave differently. You need the systems, you need the organizational structure and incentives, and you need different power centers and what keystones people are going to consider to be sacrosanct versus changeable.
Yeah. So about that, I think it's just greed. Psychotic, off the charts, foaming at the mouth, demanding greed, 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 greed. So I think people need to fucking start slowing down and putting a little bit of quality and character into something. Otherwise, it's kind of like the skateboard technology. It's just my opinion. Everything starts to feel the same, and then it's all coming down to everybody shops with their wallet, and we're gonna get our asses fucking creamed on that. Tracy says he likes the tech. Mike is right compared to a lot of other manufacturers. What did Mike say? Mike, honestly, compared to other cars I've been in, the tech isn't that impressive. A girl I know has a Range Rover, and that thing has tons of tech. Yeah. Honestly, the luxury car game it's impressive what you can do, because I know that the cars, I heard a BMW or Mercedes, I'm sorry, can do things off of gestures with your fucking hands, waving shit in the air, and you can navigate through screen to screen and blah blah. I'm just not. That's not me, man. That's not my thing. It doesn't impress me. It doesn't make me feel like that's worth my money invested. You know what I'm saying? And it takes all kinds. So I can appreciate, somebody, because there's car people that will only do interiors or only do stereos or only do aero or whatever. So it takes all kinds, and I appreciate all kinds. But I just see the it's like creeping Charlie in your grass. You know what I'm saying? Like slowly but surely. Oh fuck, here it comes. You know what I'm saying? And it invades, takes over, and it chokes out the character and the charm of what really brought you here in the first place. And once that's gone, the damage is done. And it's like, fuck, man. Jason E says, fuck yeah, 4th gen riding a wheelie, baby. Love that. The only tech I enjoy in the 6th gen is the auto rev match. That is cool. Yeah, guaranteed. Just for the fact that it's easier on transmission synchros. Yes, I got a story about that. I'm going to be doing a video on as soon as this blue car gets its ass out of here. It guarantees perfect RPM. Yeah, match for every. Yeah, the rest I could go without. 100%. Because I can't remember. I think I said $30,000 and I started over on my loan. Was it worth it? I can't remember the title of that video. But it has dual climate zones. And I reach over and tap the glass. What the fuck? Like, what part? That person in the passenger seat is not going to have a 60-degree climate zone versus it is far too close. The temperatures are going to blend. It's a stupid technology. And then you hit one button sync and they both blow at the same. And it's like, it's redundant. It's stupid. It's another failing point that could go wrong. And I'm done with it. Now, there's some cool things like the ambient lighting where, at night it lights up different colors. It's cool. Yeah. Is it necessary? No. I really wouldn't have a problem with going back if they hadn't perfected the regulator and the electric motor as much as they have. I wouldn't mind going back to crank windows. You know what I mean? Because even everybody remembers, fuck, crank windows last forever, and the electric motors. You'd be rolling your window up, and all of a sudden you hear that like sounded like a VHS cassette getting chewed up. You're like, fuck, them cables are in there all getting twisted or pulley popped off or something. And but yeah, that's not really the problem anymore these days. Seems like they've perfected that. But yeah, crank windows, that I'd go back to it in a heartbeat. Like I said, the ZL1, I wish they had a package that was less and equated to a lower MSRP. I'm really cool with less tech, man. Yeah. The synchros, I got a story on it. I can't wait till this car leaves because I can tell you guys. But yeah, Tracy says, I mean the crap. Ford has more balls than GM. They have things that GM finally comes. Yeah. So the rumor on the street is that Ford or GM and Dodge, not so much Dodge, but GM really, just kind of not copies, but follows in the steps of Ford. So I honestly think with Trump getting in, Trump getting in, yeah, it's if he stomps on this EV tax, which Mary Barra wrote him a letter or something begging him not to do it. I'm just like, oh my gosh. But yeah, if he stomps on these tax credits or the free shit for everybody mentality, and the EVs actually have to compete on a fair playing field, like yeah, it's over, man. It's over because there's no getting around it. Nobody wants a used EV. And I mean, they've been around long enough to prove that. Nobody wants a used EV unless it's seriously marked down. I mean, dirt cheap. So, yeah. I've had some encounters, sir, to where blue car can't get out of here fast enough. Blue car can't get out of here fast enough. That's where I'm at. Like I said, and there's a couple people that are in here now that weren't in here at the beginning of the stream. That right there, that right there, that right there. So you're smarter than you lead on to, Jim. This guy right here. Yeah. So for those of you that I put the car up for sale, it seems like, and I've kind of been watching the car market. Once you cross, well, I mean, you heard them say it. I've noticed it's like 35,000. Depends on what people put money on, whatever they like, and people will buy whatever they want, truly want. My $80,000 or $85,000 asking price versus the 30 to 40,000 barrier of entry. It's real tough. So I got a call from GM the other day, and I explained the situation to him. I didn't tell him anything about my business losing money like it did over what was it, August? I think I looked it up. And I explained to him, the job I took on, which I put boots back on the ground. We're gonna I need to rebuild, which that's what we're gonna do. Everybody falls down. It's not poor me, and what it is sucks. It is what it is, but I've learned a lot of things, and I'm thankful for that. So it is what it is, and you can fucking sit here and cry about it, or you can get to work and get rebuilding. And I'm gonna rebuild. And what we're gonna do is, it sucks because I'm looking at the base of the mountain and I'm just like, fucking again. But we got to do what we got to do. So it's more. I have money tucked away, rat holed away. I can float the car for probably another till next year or whatever. Do I want to do that? No. The car ownership experience of the car and the data collection and the bullshit that Iowa State Patrol has the past 90 or 120 days put me through. I'm good. I'm good. It's not worth the ownership experience anymore. Plus the car being online and me doing what I did, and with the videos of YouTube, I explained everything to GM Financial, which I personally feel like I can't bitch on if I'm sitting here funding it, right? Which I have a problem with also. So we talked about what they call it. I can't remember what they call it. Willful relinquishment or something, to where I turn over the keys and say, come get it. And they're gonna sell it for me. And because I pretty much made up my mind. I've bitched about this for a year. Even Tracy, do you remember that stream I was on? I said, I'm done. I'm thinking about getting rid of this car. And you pretty much said anything and everything has dirty money associated with it. And I can't remember. But anyways, time to rip the Band-Aid off. I'm fucking done. I'm putting my foot down. Enough's enough. I'm done paying for the shit. Especially, I'm done paying for the treatment that I've been getting. I'm paying too much. And yeah, bad situation, boo-hoo, but blue car's gone, and I don't know if I'm going to get anything back. If I do, I don't know if I want to put it on the internet, but they won't be able to follow this one. So yeah, we'll see. We'll let time play out, but got to get the blue one out of here. But Jim, damn, you're on it, dude. MC says, I have a 2001 Tahoe. You can drive down the road and the door open, no lights, no, yes, with the door open. Yeah. You might not. Yeah. You might have a little door ajar light on the dash, but that's it. Yeah. I'm cool. That's me right there. No TPMS. I don't need, I did a poll a couple weeks ago. It was the day before or the day of we had CCFB garage on, Mark. And the C6 Corvette fucking decimated. I think I can pull it up here, but it won the poll. But if I don't have 100 votes on a poll, I really don't. If I can't hit triple digits on a poll, it's too small of a sample size for me. But yeah, bro, it's 7 years repossession. That's what it's going to be. 7 years of repossession. But I sat there and thought about it, and I'm like, if I'm done buying new shit, what the fuck do I care? What do I care? You can have 17 years, and I'll still be cool. You know what I mean? I was talking to a guy, man, 10 years ago. He owns an insurance company, and he let a fucking $1 million home go into default. And he was like, I just bought another $1.4 million home. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I ain't buying nothing for 7 years anyway. So I was just like, but I understand. I understand the thing now. You guys are fucking smart. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right there. You got cash. If you got cash to pay for anything, and yeah, that's going to be another thing. You guys, I might be going back to paper cash, like paper fucking currency. Because just wait, there's a new, what do they call it? 1099. There's a 1099K coming out this year. It's a new tax code of which they're using. Anything you sell through PayPal, cumulatively over the year, exceeding the expense of $600, IRS is 1099ing your ass, and you're paying tax on it. So you sell something off of Craigslist, or you sell something off of Facebook Marketplace, pay up, bitch. Yeah. It's a domino effect. It's a trick flow effect. And my thing is like me having the channel that I do. And like I was saying, when I go out and film videos, and when I go out and do whatever, with my ZL1, it was just the law enforcement presence was just a little bit too convenient, because it's a fucking super remote location where I was at. Fear God says, I love the 6th generation Camaro. I didn't like, oh fuck, I forgot about that. Yeah, the electric e-brake. See, there's, like I said, with the frog and the boiling water, there's all these stupid little things over time. It's like, I don't like this, but I don't know why I'm throwing money at this fucking manufacturer. But it's the latest and greatest, and everybody else likes it, so it must be worth it. Keep throwing money. And that's kind of how I feel, because when I break away, I'm just like, holy shit. I'm actually kind of getting an upgrade with the hydraulic power steering, because you know what I'm saying? How you can sit there and feel the fucking bumps and cracks on the roads through the steering wheel. You can't. Allegedly, somebody with a 22 ZL1 earlier today cranked the fucking wheel, and all I heard was, you know, like that electric motor is just it's struggling to get it done. And it's like, dude, you can't, I mean, you engineer it to work like this, and you can't even fucking get it to work 100%. The electric e-brake, I forgot about. Yes, because there's times, and I'm not saying it's been pretty consistent and it's worked really good, but there's been a couple times where it's like hit down, like release, and it's not fucking releasing, and I go to take off, and then it's like you about bounce your forehead off the fucking steering wheel, and it's like, you know, technology is good till it's not. Make sense? Yeah. Guy Dog Pigpen says, yeah, that could be stuff. That could be stuff you're taking a loss on, so you need to be able to prove that if... What you talking about there, bud? So you need to be able to prove that if you claim it anyway, claim it that way. What you talking about, buddy? Talking about the 1099K? 1099K coming out? That's gonna be wicked shit. Yeah, because Biden, they just hired like 87,000 IRS agents, and they have to, and pretty much it's all everybody's selling content online. I'll just put it like that. So they see all the money exchanging billions, exchanging electronically over the air, and they want their cut, man. They want their cut. Are you going to give it back as is or pull some parts on it and sell them? You got a sick, but yeah, dude. It's just under 50,000 cash on top of the cost of the car, and I financed 78,000. Yeah, what is that? 120,000. Oh god, I don't even want to think about it. Yeah, pretty much. I'm just gonna send it back as is. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I've emotionally dropped the baggage. I've written it off. I'm over it. I'm not doing any more. I'm not doing any less. I'm just I drive it to the gym, keep the fluids going and everything. That's another thing is I've been driving my Grand Prix a lot lately, and if the car sits like a week, it does some weird funky shit like electronically. The way it starts up is different. The routine, it's just I'm just ready to exit the PlayStation era of cars, and I'm ready. Plus, I've never had a LS1 or just any LS, and they sound so fucking sick. I would love to play with the LS, or maybe I'll buy an LT4 10 speed and dump it in fourth gen platform. But the chassis situation, I mean, you can brace the fourth gen up to be a hell of a car too. Corey over at LSX, man, his 0 to 60, I think he got down to like a 4.1 second. That ZL1 I got sitting in the garage can't do that. I mean, I wouldn't want to tell it to his face. He's probably gonna know it now, but it can't do it. It can't fucking hook. I mean, is the power there? Yes, but it can't put it down. You know what I mean? So, or at least I can't get it to do it, especially on R888s. But yeah, I'll probably send it back as is. You have a 4. What you mean, bud? Tell me. Expand on that. Tell me. You have a fourth gen or a 4-speed? I don't know. All right, brother. Take care. Thanks, Jim. Have a good night, buddy. All right. 2 hours, 15 minutes. Holy hell. Oh, yeah. The fourth gens. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm going to be going to. I think that's what I have the most. I want to try a Trans Am. I'm afraid if I wreck it, because I mean, deer run out here like crazy. So you hit a deer, am I going to be able to fucking get all the parts? You know what I'm saying? Core support, all the brackets, all the bolts, all the, you know what I'm saying? 100%. UMI, that's another thing. With the fourth gen, it's a lot more tunable than the sixth gen. The sixth gen, they're either so focused on profits, I don't know what's going on, but they welded the ring gear and the pinion gear in the differential. You can't change the gearing. Anybody that's been following my channel for months, I've been talking about it. You get the 285 or you get the 373. The standard Camaro gets a 277, but that's way too fucking low. But there's no tune. That's it. That's all you get to play with. That's it. You're done. Like with the fourth gen, you can go 270s, 260s, all the way up to 610, whatever. MC, thanks for coming out, man. Have a good night. Tracy, I would think long and hard about leaving all those upgrades on the car if you're going to let it go. All the old stuff is gone. Like the heads, they're already back. I mean, before I even picked the car up, they were already at LME. The camshaft, all that stuff I told Matt just get rid of because it was shit I wasn't gonna do anything with. And the thing is like putting stuff up for sale on eBay, people are such pricks and they lowball you on everything. I mean, I've done enough business and I've had enough customer service experience. I hate dealing, you know what I mean? It's like I have got over on my personal eBay account. I don't even know. It's over 500. Now, I do have a perfect 100% because I don't mess around. I treat people how I want to be treated and I don't fuck anybody over and I do not describe something that's incorrectly or something I wouldn't want to buy. But my gosh. How hard are you going to make this? Yeah, 657 transactions. I got a perfect 100% positive feedback. I'm gonna tell you right now, out of that 657, I don't know how many items I've sold, but it's a fucking pain, dude. And everybody's, you think that you list a price and you put it up there and you think you're giving a deal and they want fucking lower and they just want to see how low they can get you. It's kind of the reason why I'm just tired of this car. I just want it to go. Could I save some money in the long run by doing it? Figuring out another method to get rid of it, but it's a full-time job. I mean, Tracy, with selling your 22, you know what I'm saying? It's a small market and yeah. So imagine taking all those pieces off and then sitting there parting out, and it's just like you get what you get, and that's just like the car is so dialed in, pretty much. If the weather doesn't, whoever gets it, if they're not running in 70-degree weather wherever the car's going, all Justin has to do is put another fucking tune on it, and that car is dialed in. Good. It's good. It'll be running like a fucking top. And I want somebody to have a fucking positive experience with the car, because the last thing I want somebody to spend all that freaking money and then get a fucking boat anchor, get a piece of shit on their hands. So, treat people how you want to be treated. Goes around, comes around. Huh? It's a fucking real thing. Well, guys, this is a record of going solo over 2 hours. And I'm tired. But I wanted to hop on here because some people, not everybody, yes. This guy's fucking smart too. I just wanted to hop on here because not everybody has somebody to hang out with on Thanksgiving. I'm alone on purpose, intentionally, and I love it that way. But not everybody's situation is. So just want to give somebody, if they want to come on here, talk some shit, ask some questions. I even left a link. If you wanted to fucking call in, all you had to do is click the link and follow the thing. You can put your ass on live. But maybe another time. Maybe another time. So, all right, fellas. Anything else you guys want to discuss, talk about, get them in now? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it. So I can't wait for this fucking blue car to go. I can't wait. So I'm on the look for 4th gen. Yes, you are. You just don't know it yet. I'm not a fucking superstar. I'm not. I have explicitly explained it to people before. I am not rich. It might look like that, but I have an apartment and I live a simple life and I do not. Yeah. So the money I make, the disposable income I have, I put it into my cars because that's what I park cars and guns. But not everybody's here for the gun content, so I don't ever show my guns. If I got one or not. Usually keep one in every room. But yeah, I am not fucking rich. It ain't like that. And I am down to talk to whoever on whatever level. So I am not like that either. So All right, fellas. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll probably do another live stream. Might kick out a video. That's exactly why you need call in. That's exactly why you need call in, sir. Well, don't count me out. Yes. This dude. Perfect. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had an awesome Thanksgiving. Maybe we'll do another like a Christmas stream or something if you guys want. I'll try to get some polls out. Do you guys like the polls? Daily polls are an ass load of work. I noticed that YouTube was either one, burying my channel, or two, everybody was getting bored with them. So I don't know. I'll put some polls out, try to get some polls out, keep everybody on the channel, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll get a couple videos out here. But until that, please like on your way out, drop a like, click that fucking button, and we're going to catch you guys on the next one. Until then, you guys have an awesome day. We'll see you later, fellas.